And you're with me for a Saturday edition of Coffee Talk, number 531. It's right at 7 p.m. Central Time, and it is November the 29th, 2025. And now that I got that out of the way, we'll wait for a few people to come in. And first in, well, I don't know. First comment is KP Heathen. He sneaks in and he sneaks out. Good evening, sir. And Uncle Al, by Bullfrog 79, thank you for coming. Looks like I got 4 in the house right now. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda Elliott. And Melinda, I am interested in what you text me, but this new feature that I'm not aware of, I tend to be unaware of a lot of stuff going on. But it does sound interesting. I tend to get new things screwed up. I tend to screw up new things. So when it comes to trying out new things, I'm not the innovator. Hello, Verna. How are you doing? And hello, Claudette. Thank you for coming. Well, I tell you, I did a channel update today, about 5 minutes. Of course, I had to, eat some tacos and drink coffee in the process. But I did get around to some pretty good information, I think, and it was I think pretty good update, letting y'all know what's going on. Well, if you think you can do something other that would help me out, I would certainly appreciate it. I will tell you, um, crocheting, fingers to the bones. I hear you. 6 in the house, 6 likes. Um, so I did a short today, and I put up a short today, a little short, and 1,000 views so far, a couple hours ago, and I picked up, went from 2061, which is where I was at before I put the short up, and I looked to see how it was going, and all of a sudden I had 8 new subscribers. I went from 2061 to 2069. I'm looking forward to hitting 2070. It's like, I'm basically clawing my way towards 2100, and well, thank you. I try to do a smile. I try to smile. I entertain myself. I say things. Some of the folks that I'm related to don't have the best senses of humor. I laugh at myself. I don't take myself too seriously, and I laugh at myself. I I I try to make other people laugh, and I'm pretty good when it comes. I could probably do some stand-up comedy if I wanted to. I'm pretty good at telling jokes, and I find humor in things that I tend to, you know, I have to tone it down sometimes. I have to watch out. Not dirty humor, but humor, you know, type stuff. You know, just doing things that I find funny that, you know, it's like, he's a stinker, you know, that kind of stuff. Um, and I appreciate that, Verna. Yeah, without humor, life is boring. Thank you. I appreciate that. I find that supportive. Um, so I've done 3 videos this week. 3 videos. I was talking to Dave this morning. Dave in Georgia, Yoda. And we were, you know, just talking about how things were going and our health and various things. And he was giving me some ideas, things I could do. Yes, you should have heard your name. Yoda's Blessed Life. I pray and I try to be right. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. Judge not lest you be judged. I try not to judge. I am judgmental. I do judge. And then I basically feel bad about it, and then I chide myself for doing it. You know, about not judging. But it's hard not to. It really is. Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Rachel. You know, there's a lot of stupid stuff going on in the news right now. We'll talk a little bit about it. Uncle Al sent me a bunch of topics, which we'll be getting to in a few minutes. And as I get older, I don't have the kind of pride that I used to have. Like, I'm not that prideful. I try not to take offense, and I try to, you know, I have lots of words of wisdom that float around in my head that I was taught. My mother told me repeatedly, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. And she also said that silence speaks volumes. You know, you don't have to comment on something other. You know, just leave it alone. Well, actually, we're going to be starting with topic 39 because the last time I used his topics, which is like for the previous one, he started today with topic 40, but it's actually topic 39 because he had 38 topics. So I started numbering at 39. So I'm going to do probably 10 today, and then I'll do the other 10 tomorrow. I don't think I'll get through all of them, and I want to do them decently. So I'm not going to rush through, but he sent me like 20 topics. Hello, Peter. Unkael. Hello, Enrique. An epic poem. Well, there's some pretty good stuff in the topics he sent me. We'll be going through. Pre-retirement days. How are you doing? Comfort food. Betty. So I'm working. Well, my next project, and I hope to get it out tomorrow. So I hope to get the four videos out. I was promising 4 videos. The only one I will not have gotten out, which will be a 5th video, but it was supposed to be the original 4, and then I said, hey, I want to do a channel update. Is the the MRE menu number 4, which is the spaghetti, which is my all-time favorite menu of the MREs. But I plan on doing. I'm working on it. Just need to get it done. The power station, the Blue Eddy power station. Already got some of it filmed. Holly Ivans. Hello, Holly Ivans. Thank you for coming. So I am, you know, my daughter and her husband left, and I got a text message from her that they got back about 5:20, so they're back up in Fort Worth. And hopefully she was able to do her session. She had one session she was going to do this evening, one counseling session, and I hope she was able to do it. Didn't get messed up, in the travel. Yes, Fort Worth is fairly conservative. It's got a conservative city majority. Dallas is not. However, their mayor changed parties from being a Democrat to a Republican, for whatever that's worth. The Emery crackers always break on me. Yeah, when I try to open them, even if I try cutting them out of the wrap. Yes, I have the same problem. MRE crackers. Yeah. But they're basically, they're basically meant to be, usually you have peanut butter and jelly. You put peanut butter and jelly on one of the crackers. Usually one of them comes out pretty good, and then the other one's sort of like, okay, let's put it in whatever the main is, let's crunch it up and put it in the main. And that's usually what happens, is that one of them is usable, where you can put stuff on it, and then the other one is like, crumbly. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, we are right about time for me to start the 11 in the house, 13 legs. We're right about time for me to start with topics. Yeah, I pray for people that let me know that they're having problems. I pray for them. I do. Yeah, it's amazing that happens. It is. So starting with topic, calling it 39. Uncle Al called it 40. I'm going to call it 39 in case you're following along, Uncle Al. Depression or Greater Depression struggle meals. So some of the topics that he sent me involves receipts, recipes to prepare food. And they all sound tasty. Be nice to try some of them. Yes, the Lord bless Mike Ivins and Rachel's son Tommy. Idaho Garden Girl. Hello, Stephanie. Take care, Verna. Thank you for coming by. So, Greater Depression struggle meals. Campbell's soups. I'm rather partial to the vegetable and the tomato. The tomato soup tastes really good. I like to put croutons in mine. I like salad croutons. I put them in and they get soggy and they sop up the, croutons. Or you can eat them, put crackers in them or eat them with crackers. Campbell's soups. Apparently there was a Campbell CEO. There was a leaked audio tape at one point in which he said it's garbage food for poor people. And this is what arrogant man had said. Not too bright. It got recorded, and then later the Campbell's family and the stockholders fired him. So he got fired because of his very insensitive and arrogant, comments. But it's still a struggle food for most Americans, Campbell soup. It's a very good brand, and I got a lot of it, by the case. Spam, rice, and eggs. A slice of fried spam, a fist-size serving of rice, and a cooked egg. Most times the egg would be scrambled once a day. It could be like a breakfast meal. Now, I tell you this, one egg ain't going to cut it with me. Maybe in a salad. If I'm eating a salad, having one egg get you hard-boiled, cut up in it, that's fine. But if I'm eating like a meal, you're going to have at least 3 or 4 eggs. It's going to be 3 or 4 eggs. They can be scrambled, and I will usually put some shredded cheese, mild cheddar cheese, in with it. So when there's going to be cheese in with the egg to enhance it. And you have that once a day. Egg, spam, rice. I'm not that big of a rice eater. Like, we have a couple of rice cookers, and we gave one, let the daughter take it because she eats rice and she does stovetop a lot. I said, no, let's use a rice cooker. As a matter of fact, because I don't eat a lot of rice, and rice is not supposed to be good for my, blood sugar and everything, what I do is I will get the microwave packets that you nuke for 90 seconds, and I'll give that to the wife. She likes white rice, so I'll nuke her a packet of, rice, pour it in a bowl, give her some butter, or butter it for her, and that would be like a large side. That would be a main side that she gets, because she loves rice. Um, so the next one is what Uncle Al calls USAF Fat Boy Diet. He called it the USAF Fat Boy Diet. Yeah, rice pudding is good with brown sugar. Yes, I hear you, Dave. Um, so he said black coffee. I usually put some form of whitener in it. I usually don't drink it black. I can go without the sugar, but I usually don't drink it black. But I mean, if you want to rough it, we can do, yeah, the U.S. Air Force diet. If you want to rough it, we can do black coffee. Flyboy, whatever. Yep, Flyboy diet. Um, Water only. Fresh fruit of all types. Fruit is good. I like apple, like grapes, strawberries, cantaloupe. You know, I like all sorts of fruit. Good stuff. Um, Lots of protein. Fish, chicken, steamed or boiled. Lots of veggies, raw and cooked. Yes, I love vegetables. Mike Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. Thank you for coming. Ha ha ha. No, I have no problems gaining weight. Like I said, Holly, I can do without the sugar or the artificial sweetener or whatever. I can do without the sugar, but usually I'm going to put some form of creamer. I'll put a couple of the little liquid original carnation creamers in it. They're not sweet, but they make it a decent color, and changes the flavor just a little bit. Um, no sugars, no carbs, no rice, no breads, no potatoes, no pasta, no sweeteners, no sodas or drinks, no creamer, no desserts, no butter. U.S. Air Force diet. A latte. Yes, my wife, my daughter would be like lattes. Yeah, no fun. Yep. So the next one is avocado toast, thin sliced whole wheat toast with avocado on toast, and then oatmeal with nuts and cinnamon, no sugar or cream, butter and milk. I eat oatmeal most days as a breakfast item. I'll drink a cup of coffee and take my medication before I go to work. Usually at work, I get there around 6:30. I will make a couple of packets of oatmeal, and then when I finish the oatmeal, I'll drink a second cup of coffee. Usually when I'm doing duty in the cafeteria breakfast duty. I do duty in cafeteria to help the principal out, and makes brownie points. I go in there, 7 o'clock, and the buses start showing up, and then I let the kids in, and I'm usually drinking my second cup of coffee of the day. Well, Holly, we're both type 2s. Avocado toast in a cafe is about $9. Yeah. I don't eat out near as much as I used to. I'm more like I'll stop and get something for the wife, and then I'll eat something at the house. Next is boiled eggs and a slice of cucumber. I will eat cucumber in a salad. I would eat cucumber in a salad. I like the baby cucumbers, but I'll eat cucumber in a salad. And then cauliflower rice with curry and boiled egg. Cauliflower rice with curry and a boiled egg. That sounds like an interesting mixture. 13 in the house, 13 likes. Next topic. Happy topic number 40. This would be Uncle L's 41. Holiday movies. Got 11 movies I'm gonna mention, and I've seen all of them. Escape from New York. I prefer it. This is the original one. I prefer it from the one Escape from L.A. I like the Escape from New York better than Escape from L.A. There was some time in between the original and the second one. Number 2, Christmas Story. It's a good Christmas movie. Die Hard. I like the Die Hard series, but I like the original Die Hard. It's a Wonderful Life. Been a while since I've seen that. It's an old one. It's a nice movie. I love Mad Max. My favorite one is The Road Warrior. Thunderdome was too kidsy for me. But I loved Mad Max, and I loved The Road Warrior. I have not seen. They did one without him. It's supposed to be the equivalent of like 15 or 20 years later. Haven't seen that one. I don't think it did too well commercially. Next would be The Wizard of Oz. Well, it's a classic. In color. Wonderful. Yep, ho ho ho. Lethal Weapon. That's another Mel Gibson. As a matter of fact, they're planning on making a new one. Lethal Weapon. It'd be like the Geritol version, and they're all old. They're all old. Turnips tasting like tomatoes. Yeah. They say there's going to be a lot of people leaving New York City. That's SOB in there. I can believe it. I truly believe it. And then A Charlie Brown Christmas, which is a classic. Any of the Charles Schultz, Charlie Brown. May he rest in peace. Crocodile Dundee, I really liked Crocodile Dundee. The second one was not near as good as the first. It didn't make near the money that the first one did. But Crocodile Dundee is a good one. Yeah, New York police showing people how to properly wear a hijab or a burqa. Yeah. Christmas Carol. It's a good one. George C. Scott is in that one. I think it was like around 40 years ago. It's about 40 years old. And then Assault on Precinct 13. It was a good one. I enjoyed that one. Fort Apache, the Bronx is another good one. Death Wish. Death Wish 3. When he's in New York and he fights the thugs. My favorite one is Death Wish 3. Charles Bronson, may he rest in peace. So I threw in 2 or 3 of my own Uncle Al. Topic 41, which would be Uncle Al's topic 42. No budget day pack for a happy refugee apocalypse. So this is how Uncle Al would have you make an emergency pack with just spare parts. A pillowcase, a gunny sack, a flour sack, tie off the bottom 2 corners with a small stone. You're going to use rope, 2-inch straps or leather belts. Enclose the top with cordage. Attach the bottom straps to the top. To form a harness. Load 15 pounds of gear and walk 2 miles without stopping to see if it works. Done correctly, no problem. If made incorrectly, the pack falls apart in 200 feet or rips apart. Yeah, I would think that if you're putting 15 pounds worth of stuff in it, depending on what the material is, you're going to have that problem. I'd worry about the pillowcase holding up. Yes, Soylent Green, Charlton Heston, one of my all-time favorite actors. I really enjoyed that one. Yep. Happy topic 42. What is a spork? Well, this is a spoon. This is an MRE spoon. Oh, another one. Where's the spork? This is not a spork, but this is a set. You know, you can use this as a knife. You got a spoon. You got a fork. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm trying to find one. This is a fork. Oh Lord, another spoon. Where are you? Are you? Do I even have one in there? I don't have one in that thing. Sorry. I do have plenty of them. I just can't place my hands on one right now. Just the way it works. Sometimes that's the way it works. Sorry. Due to technicalities beyond my control, I do stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, cross between a spoon and a fork. That's what it is. Take care, Holly. Thank you for coming in. So, happy topic 42. What is a spork? What's a spork? Son of Mr. Spock? No. A can of processed spiked shoulder and ham? Remind you, this is Uncle Al. An IKEA designed eating utensil. Well, that might be the answer. Alien technology recovered from Area 51. Cold War utensil developed by the Russians to conquer NATO. Huh. SD Mountain Man, how you doing? Yeah, good grief. Uncle Al's got some ideas. Thank you for coming, Scott. This afternoon, while I was copying my notes, I was watching a special about General Lee and General Grant and their participation, their back history and everything, their participation in the Civil War, how they did. Happy topic number 43. Apocalypse salmon patties. 1 count of salmon drained, flakes, skin and bones removed, 1 egg beaten, 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs or crushed crackers. There you go, Dave. Your MRE crackers crushed up. 1/4 cup of finely chopped onions, 2 dashes of lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste. I'd also say you need to cook it a little bit, 4 or 5 minutes on each side. Yeah, peas and onions go good with everything. All right, in a bowl, combine the salmon, egg, breadcrumbs, onion, lemon juice, salt, and pepper into patties. Fry in a skillet with bacon grease on medium heat for 3 to 4 minutes per side. It varies on the amount of time. Happy meal with steamed broccoli. Uncle Al's real big on steamed broccoli. Hey, whatever helps you relax. Whatever helps you relax. Serve with lemon wedges and tartar sauce. Be happy with this easy end of the world Happy Meal from the pantry. Happy Meals are great with kids. Kids love Happy Meals. And they're one of the cheapest things that McDonald's would, had on the menu. Happy Topic 44. Gravies like Grandma used to make. So here's 3 different gravies. White or blanc gravy. 1/4 cup of butter. 1/4 cup of flour. 2 cups of milk. 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Shot of bourbon. 1/4 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. And 1/4 of white pepper. Here's brown or house gravy. Yeah, always the bourbon. For medicinal purposes. R&R. It's a good brand, R&R. It doesn't break the bank either. Brown or house gravy. 2 cups of beef broth. 2 cups of beef broth. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And 1/2 cup of cold water. And then Georgia style sausage gravy. Georgia style sausage gravy. Sounds delicious. 1 pound of pork breakfast sausage. 2 tablespoons of butter. 1/4 cup of flour. 2 cups of whole milk. 1 cup of heavy cream. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper. Mix that up. Get that prepped up and get it heated. It sounds good. Sounds good, Peter. Val's family friends. Thanks for coming, Val. You're now a standard moderator. Please leave a like to support the channel. All right, let's keep going. Happy Topic 45. A Christmas prank. Uncle Al and his Christmas pranks. When the grandnephews and nieces are staying over the Christmas holidays, around midnight, play recordings of reindeer and boots stomping around the roof. Then have the security system show Santa on the roof. Escort the kids into the security room as they watch on the screen. You run outside with a riot gun, open fire on Santa, pop off a couple of rounds. He falls off the roof. You shut off the feed to the bunker, his words. In the morning, Christmas, give the kiddos fake blood-covered gifts under the Christmas tree. Serve pancakes and venison sausage for breakfast. In other words, shoot Santa. Oh, Lord have mercy. Uncle Al. Yep. Uncle Al. Yep. Sounds good, Rachel. All right. Happy Christmas topic 46. 3 ingredients peanut butter cookies. Now this sounds good. I love peanut butter cookies. Serve to shell-shocked kids. Well, remember, we're talking about the apocalypse. 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, 1 large egg, mix together in a bowl, roll into balls and press with a fork. Bake at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. Eat and enjoy. It sounds delicious. And a lot of the MREs will come with peanut butter cookies, or they'll at least come with peanut butter and jelly, you know. Like your humanitarian rations usually come with a couple of cookies, and one of them's usually a peanut butter. The other ones, a lot of times, it'll be a chocolate chip. Sometimes it'll be a sugar cookie. Happy topic 48. How to survive World War III. Preparing for a nuclear event. Heavy bug out bag with your personal gear and supplies. Work on an emergency plan. Escape routes. Decontamination zones. Distant factors and fallout patterns. Do not panic. Keep a clear mind. Stay away from potential targets. At least 250 miles. Well, it's going to be a hell trying to stay away. It's trying to be 250 miles from a target. I am probably a little over 100 miles from 3 targets surrounding me. 100 miles off. So I should be out of the blast zone. Leave early to avoid chaos. Don't depend on GPS or smartphone. Failure after a nuke. Seek and find shelter. Avoid fallout. Avoid contact and breathing particles. Minimum of 2 weeks. Prepare for a nuclear attack. See a fallout manual. And I have one and I've read them. I've read it. Yeah, this is Uncle Al's happy list. Topic number 49, which is basically puts me through 10 topics today. Simple exercises to lose weight. This is good stuff. I certainly agree with the first one, which is walk 1 hour a day. Walk in your neighborhood. Walk. EMP shields. I don't know. Like a Faraday cage or a Faraday bag or something other. Supposedly it'll protect some of your tech. Stretch your muscles with simple exercises for 10 minutes. Jump rope for 15 minutes, 3 times a week. Used to do that when I was into martial arts. We would do jump rope. We would also jump up and down on a trampoline. We'd have little trampolines, and we'd jump up and down on them for your balance, you know, maintaining balance and such. A rowing machine at the gym. Bike for 1 hour. I'm not really into bicycles. We have one. We had multiple bikes, but they're old, rusted, no longer. But we have one good working bike. Swim for 30 minutes. Again, I'm not. But the walking, I certainly agree with the walking. I certainly agree with the walking. At my age, walking is good. I'll do the walking. So that right there is 10 topics. That sounds good. 100,000 acre forest, or yeah, behind the house. So I'll go into the woods and build a shelter. Don't go into the woods. That's what Uncle Al keeps preaching against us. Going into the woods. Uncle Al does not like the idea of going into the woods. $12 in the house, 17 likes. Well, I would tell you, if you've got the money, the idea of having some property out back someplace set up for you already, where you've got a septic system, you've got a water well, you've got solar set up with 12-volt appliances, a 12-volt refrigerator, being able to have a manual pump for your, in addition to your powered pump for your water well. That would be nice. You know, having a little cabin or something other. That would be nice. Or a portable building that you set up out there and it's all prepped up, and you've got plenty of food and water and everything. That would be, yes, that would be my idea of going into the woods if you're going to go into the woods. Not just going out and saying, I'm going to live out in the woods. That you wouldn't last long. Yep, I agree, doing the walking. $13 the house, 18 likes. I am going to try to do the power station unboxing tomorrow. I've got some of it that was shot. My son-in-law helped me unbox it and shot some footage of it and everything. I need to do the particulars now, edit it. So I'll try to get that out. Yes, that's probably going to be the 4th video that I put out this week. So I was going to try to put out 4 videos this week. I've put out 3 so far. My channel update today is a nice little video that if you want to 5-6 minutes, 5 minutes or so, want to see what's going on with my channel, I did a channel update. Yeah, it is a lithium. It has a lithium iron battery in it, and it is you can charge it with electricity. You can also charge it with. I can plug it into my panels that I have. I have 8 panels on my patio roof, and they're wired in through my kitchen underneath the cabinet, and I can basically charge it that way. I've got it charging some 100 amp hour lithium iron batteries. A 100 amp hour battery is basically 1280 watts of continuous power for 1 hour. And I've got multiples chained together. So I could run like my 12-volt refrigerator freezer non-stop. Even in wintertime, it'll generate enough power to keep that thing charged. Yeah, I did that when we remodeled the house 7 years ago. My next place will have more. Eventually, we'll wind up moving up to the Fort Worth area in the country. Don't want to be inside the city or suburb or whatever. I'd like to be about 30 miles away. That sounds good, Peter. That sounds really good. So, if you haven't had the opportunity to, I put out 3 videos this week. One of them was a water storage. I did the channel update. And what else? The other one I did. My mind isn't what it used to be. I'm trying to think. Eight kilowatts is wonderful. It's good. You know, the average house, when you're using all your appliances and you're using central air, central heat, whatever, and you got the system running, you're using about 30K a day with everything, usually between 25 and 30 kilowatt hours a day. And you think that's a huge amount. It's not really. But then you start looking at, well, I got a solar, I've got a solar power station that's like 1200 watt hours or whatever. It's like the equivalent of about 1 kilowatt. You'd need something that you'd need a lot more than 1 kilowatt to power your house. Basically, you get stuff like that to power a few you have a few 12-volt appliances. Like I've got a 12-volt cooker. I got my refrigerator. I've got my water kettle. I got a 12-volt water kettle. I've got some, a couple of 12-volt fans. I can charge all of my little pads and computer and phones and that kind of stuff. I've got some lanterns that are solar powered that I can charge. Some Goal Zero, I've got 3 of those. Charge those, Ugh. Apologies. So anyway, I will plan on being back tomorrow for a Sunday edition. I got 10 more topics that Uncle Al sent me that I'll have prepped up. We'll do a Sunday edition at 7. I'll try to get that other video out, which is the Power Station unboxing. Try to get that one out. Probably won't get to the menu number 4, MRE menu number 4 spaghetti, but it is what it is. So if you want to be in the drawing, hello Howie, Food Forest Permaculture. If you want to be in the drawing for the goodie box that I will give out when I hit the 2100 mark, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 2100. And right now I'm at 2069, so I've got 31 to go. At some point I'll get there, and when I do, if you want a chance at the drawing, you need to basically, when I don't release a lot of videos. I was off this week, so that's the reason why I'm trying to release 4. Usually I don't even release 1 a week, but Peter's got a lot of stuff he's been doing. So I'll plan on being back tomorrow. I enjoyed this one. I appreciate Uncle Al. I will pray for those who are in need of prayer. Please pray for me. Got 1 more day, and then I got to go back to work, and then I'll have 3 weeks, and then I'll be off for 2 weeks for Christmas, and we'll get some more stuff done over the Christmas break. In the meantime, it would be nice if I, over the Christmas break, if I'd hit that 2100. I'll continue putting out a few shorts here and there, a couple every day, a few posts. I appreciate you guys. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I take my medication, drink my coffee, try to get right, get cleaned up, take care of business. You don't know how many days you have. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Lead by example. You want to be respected, you got to give respect. Tell those that you love them. And everybody have a blessed day, and hopefully be prepared. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye.